is joining us. We'll be joined by Ratan Sharda, author and RSS researcher, and also Suman C. Raman, author, will also be joining us. Tehseen, so the big picture in the big headline really in the BJP Manifesto is one nation, one election, single electoral roll, and of course there is the promise of the uniform civil code. So the BJP is presenting a roadmap for 2047 to make India a Viksit Bharat. What is the Congress offering in contrast?
Good morning, Saka. Thank you so much for having me on the show. What is the Congress offering in contrast? I hoped as a senior journalist and anchor, someone I really respect, you would have read the Congress Manifesto, which talks about personal freedom, which talks about liberty, which talks about streamlining the bail processes, not putting people in jail, which talks about safeguarding the Constitution and teaching people the Constitution, which talks about right to apprenticeship, which talks about education and how education will go into the next generation, which talks about taking the IT model forward. But I guess we'll have to stick to issues that are anti-constitution. For example, one nation, one election. So let's do that. When they talk about uniform civil code, does that mean the uniform civil code, so-called in Uttarakhand, where the government is in your bedroom, checking who's sleeping with whom? Congress is talking about personal liberty. Does the Uniform Civil Code include a civil union for people who are from the LGBTQ community? Congress is talking about that. Are they not citizens of India? Don't they require right and dignity? No, they won't. Will that talk about cancelling in Goa a Hindu male who doesn't have a child, a male child above the age of 30? He can remarry. Will that be cancelled? No, the Goa Chief Minister said that won't be cancelled. Will that mean the Maitri Karar in Gujarat, where a Hindu male can have a girlfriend outside of marriage on contract, will be cancelled? No, they don't talk about it. So let's take the bull by horns. Let's not run away. Let's take the bull by the horns.
Nobody is running away. One second. Nobody is running away.
Let me talk about.
Point is, the entire opposition, and rightfully or wrongfully, you have made this election about the future of democracy. India's future as democracy is at stake. Like, I've been out on the road all of last week through Tamil Nadu. I'm going to Karnataka next. Now, nobody is talking about democracy under threat or freedom of expression under threat. At least the common man is not talking about it. Yes, I do concede some people did mention that the misuse of agencies, especially disproportionately against the opposition, as though there are no allegedly corrupt people in the BJP, that is a talking point. But no one is saying India's democracy is at stake, or institutions are getting captured, or that we will cease to exist as a country. There won't be any elections post 2024. Nobody is talking about this on the ground. Okay. So that's point number one. But let me bring in Mr. Ratan Sharda to respond to what you said. To respond to what you said, that UCC, one nation, one election. This is what the opposition is saying, Mr. Sharda, is exactly what the opposition is talking about. That look, Mr. Modi's government is unitary, it is homogeneous, it doesn't believe in federalism or in diversity, and therefore this is why the Sankalp Patra is promoting those ideas and not those which promote diversity and religious freedom of tolerance, etc.
Saka, good morning. I think the manifesto of BJP is very different from the manifesto of Congress. BJP's manifesto is aspirational. It is about growth. It is about asserting its role in the global universe and also in India as a power in true sense, self-reliant India, new opportunities of getting employment rather than trying to look at government for jobs. The number of schemes to increase employment, etc., and the ways to increase GDP, the ways to increase, for example, tourism, shows that government has aspirational view, while in terms of Congress, it's a माई-बाप सरकार. ये दे दो, वो दे दो, 1 लाख इसको दे दो, 2 लाख इसको दे दो, कहाँ से आएगा? So there is no talk of the generation of income, generation of wealth. It is only about distribution, like Rahul Gandhi said, redistribution, which Venezuela tried, which Russia tried, China tried. It failed because you have to have employment, you have to have production, you have to have growth before you start distributing, and we were lacking there because we always thought we will never be able to do it. Now, coming to constitution, a party which amended constitution for 80 times out of 100 times, which imposed more of presidential rule and dissolving assemblies than any other party. This country had a unitary election, one election till 67, after which Mrs. Gandhi started dissolving assemblies, dismissing governments. That is how this continuous cycle of elections every 3 months, every 6 months has begun.
Okay.
Now, the problem is that you spend crores of rupees on election. You divert government attention of every state government with various kind of election rules, election commission rules, where development stops, policy implementation stops, and this is the bane of our country. You ask any household person, they say, भैया इलेक्शन की बात करते रहेंगे टीवी चैनल वाले, बताओ देश में हो क्या रहा है,
Okay.
can government do some jobs rather than keeping of election.
Okay.
So election
Ratanji,
is not dictatorship.
Give me a moment.
Everybody saves
I
money.
want to go
See,
across.
Zaka, everybody saves money.
I want to go across
Basically,
to
everybody saves money,
Dr.
including
Sumant
the
Raman
parties.
as well, who's joining us. Aman Sharma is also joining us, our political editor. Arun Dhanta covers the BJP for us. He's also joining us. Aman has the Sankalp Patra with him. He has the document of the BJP, the manifesto. What are the big takeaways, the big ideas, Aman, that's mentioned in the Sankalp Patra?
Well, Zaka, the first thing I would say, look at the cover. It says Modi Ka Guarantee 2024. So for the first time, I think, on a manifesto, you are seeing Bharatiya Janata Party saying Modi Ka Guarantee. That is the big promise to the people, saying that we have fulfilled our major promises from 2019, be it the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, be it the construction of a grand Ram temple in Ayodhya, be it the passing of the Women's Reservation Bill, which Mr. Modi has now said that it will be implemented in the next term of the Modi government. I think the other big takeaway, Zaka, I would say that BJP has not gone this freebies route. We saw the Congress manifesto come out a few days back where, monetary doles have been promised for women, other sections of society. The BJP is not going that route, and in fact, Mr. Rajnath Singh in his speech, the chairman of the manifesto committee, said that various suggestions had come, lakhs of suggestions had come, but we discussed the financial implication of these suggestions also before putting them in the manifesto. So BJP has not gone that route. BJP has gone the route of, more growth opportunities, more focus on infrastructure. There is talk of more Vande Bharat trains, more bullet trains, more focus on green energy, more focus on, road infrastructure. BJP is going in that direction, painting a new agenda for the next 5 years. Of course, what the BJP's highlight in this manifesto, I think, which the many spokespersons we spoke to are highlighting this considerate measure to cover everybody in the country above 70 years of age under the Ayushman Bharat scheme. So effectively, anybody, be it rich, poor, middle class, everybody will get free medical treatment up to 5 lakh rupees under the Ayushman Bharat scheme. This is a mega announcement today by the Modi government. Of course, the One Nation, One Poll, Zaka, they have put it in their manifesto now that we want to implement this. The report has come and the BJP will accept it, the report in its next term, and implement that. UCC also another major promise, and they saw the maximum response from the crowd, from the BJP workers today when Prime Minister mentioned UCC, showing that it rings a bell amongst the BJP workers. It is one of the maybe the unfinished agendas of the Modi government, of the BJP, which will see roll out in full flow in the next term of the Modi government. Also, Modi's strong pitch that the corrupt action against the corrupt, those who are corrupt will continue. The government will take even more stricter action against corruption. I think that is also something that saw loud applause from the BJP supporters, because we see Arvind Kejriwal in jail, we see Hemant Soren in jail, we saw this action against opposition leaders, but the Prime Minister making it very clear that whoever may criticize them, they will continue this action against corruption.
Yeah, I think that point that Aman made about the Ayushman Bharat, those who are 70 plus will be brought into Ayushman Bharat and they'll get insurance up to 5 lakhs. I think it's a very valid point, because even if you are in the rich category, if you're above 70, insurance companies are very, very reluctant to bring you under insurance cover. They have their own reasons for it. So if you're a senior citizen in this country, and we've all seen medical costs are not cheap anymore, particularly for private hospitals. And I want Dr. Sumant Raman to weigh in on this, because he knows a thing or two about how the healthcare sector works. So the fact that anybody who's 70 plus will be brought into Ayushman Bharat and will get free coverage up to 5 lakhs, for senior citizens, certainly this would be a boon. I've seen personally how senior citizens suffer because insurance companies don't want to cover them.
Zaka, first of all, I have written way back in 2018 a detailed article on why Ayushman Bharat will not work, and almost every single point that I have made there has actually come true. Ayushman Bharat is one of those schemes where it looks extremely appealing to the people. But when you go down and see the actual working on the ground, you realize that there is simply no substitute for strengthening the public healthcare system. Ayushman Bharat is unsustainable. It is more a advertisement related or publicity related scheme, and it does not work. So extending it, whether you extend it to say that in many states in India, particularly in southern India, treatment is already free in government hospitals. To say that treatment will now be given free or at a select set of private hospitals is not really a transformative healthcare step. and I have written, not just me, many public health experts. Forget me. The public health experts have written the way to improve healthcare access and equity in this country is to strengthen the public healthcare network, not dole away the responsibility to the private sector. The second very important point I want to make on this is this extending this rations for 5 more years, free rations.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, here we say that India has become a developed country, heading towards being a developed country, Viksit Bharat and all that. And 80 crore people, which is more than 50% of your population, needs free rations for the next 5 years. What kind of a contrast is that? One or the other, they're clearly inconsistent, Zaka. Either you have become a developed country, which means I can even understand it if they said that every year whoever is lifted out of poverty will no longer get free rations.
Okay.
We will cut down, and gradually this 80 crore will become, by the end of the 5th year, it will only be 30 crore or 40 crore. I can understand that. But to say that everybody is going to get free rations for the next 5 years, and
Okay,
this is
let me just get a quick word in from Arun Danta, my colleague who covers the BJP. Arun, so one particular focus that I want to focus on is on this whole war against corruption. Now, obviously, the opposition's contention is that the agencies, ED, CBI, IT, etc., are being disproportionately used against opposition leaders, not so much against people in the BJP. The manifesto today talks about how the war against corruption will further be intensified, whoever is allegedly corrupt. Whereas the Congress's manifesto had talked about taking a long, hard look once again at PMLA. Has corruption become an election issue in this campaign, or are people saying, it doesn't matter, it's not so much of a vote determining issue? And what does the manifesto say about it?
Well, see, Zaka, the narrative which opposition parties, of course, wanted to create is that, these investigating agencies are working on the behest of BJP, and since the elections are closer, and therefore these actions are being taken. And of course, BJP, on the other hand, has been maintaining this, that they have no role to play in the workings of the investigating agencies, and whenever they are doing, it is up to their discretion. As far as this Sankalp Patra of BJP is concerned, they have been saying, in fact, Prime Minister Modi spoke in that address after launching that Sankalp Patra that, the strictness on corruption is something which has been a plank of Bharatiya Janata Party, and they've been speaking about it in the past as well, and this has been a part of this manifesto as well. And of course, that has given a clear signal when Prime Minister Modi says, yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai. So whatever is part of this BJP's Sankalp Patra is something which BJP has vowed to actually complete it. And in totality, if you see, the focus of BJP's Sankalp Patra is on Gyan, the forecast on which Prime Minister Modi has been speaking about when opposition parties are talking about the census. It has got this manifesto. But on the other hand, BJP has been maintaining, and Prime Minister Modi once again reiterated it today, that these are the forecasts which is important for the BJP. Therefore, if you see, there are parts in which BJP Sankalp Patra talks about how they are going to work for the poor of this country. What are the schemes which they have, or they already have, and what they are planning to initiate. They also have, of course, schemes for the women, the involvement of women in different spheres of working, and also, of course, providing that toilets in different rural areas of the country, and also involvement of the women in the sports arena. And of course, then there are farmers, that how this government in past 10 years have worked in increasing the income of the farmers, and also, of course, the 6,000 annual Kisan Samman Nidhi which they are paying, that has also got mentioned in this manifesto. And of course, as far as youths are concerned, that is something which has been a significant for the BJP and this government.
All right, Arun, I'm going to leave it at that. Arun and Aman.